And this time, we're tackling how to make a killer online business. Because let's face it, everybody and their dog seems to be selling something online these days.
It can definitely feel like a crowded space out there.
So to help us navigate that, we're diving deep into this roadmap or guide or whatever you want to call it that claims it has the secrets to not just launching an online business, but making it thrive.
Well, it definitely lays out a strong foundation, that's for sure.
And you know what grabs my attention right away?
What's that?
The first thing they say is choose a niche. But honestly, I feel like all my good ideas are kind of all over the place. Why is this niche thing so important?
Okay, picture this. You're trying to be everything to everybody online. You end up spread too thin, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Your message gets lost in the noise, and you struggle to stand out from the crowd. But when you choose a niche, you're laser focused.
Okay.
You become the go-to expert for a very specific audience. It's like, imagine you're trying to hit a bullseye.
Okay.
That niche, that's your target.
I like that analogy. But this guide, it also talks a lot about market research. Research.
Yeah.
Isn't it enough that I'm just like super passionate about my idea?
Passion is amazing, don't get me wrong. It's like the fuel, right? But market research, that's your GPS. That's what keeps you on track.
Ooh, okay.
So let's say you are passionate about, I don't know, making handmade jewelry. Amazing, love it. But who are you actually selling to?
That's a good question.
Are you targeting like teenagers who are into like boho chic stuff?
Right.
Or are you thinking more like professional women who want something unique, figuring out like their age, what they need, how they shop online, all that stuff? It's like the key. Then you can, tailor your jewelry and how you talk about it to really connect with them.
So it's not just about what I think is cool. It's more about what my customer, my ideal customer is really looking for. So how do I do this market research thing effectively? Yeah. Any tips?
Oh, tons of tips. The internet is our friend here. Free tools galore. Think Google Trends. It's like a sneak peek into what people are actually searching for.
Interesting.
Spend some time lurking in subreddits, right? Facebook groups, those kinds of places. You can like listen in on what people are talking about, what they're complaining about. It's super insightful.
So like spying, but for business.
Exactly. But in a, totally ethical way.
Right, of course. Ethical spying.
There are also free trials of these really powerful tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush.
I've heard of those.
Yeah, those are like SEO tools. They can help you see like keyword trends and what your competitors are up to. It's super valuable stuff.
Those are some solid tips. I'm definitely going to check those out. I'm curious though, does this niche market research combo, is there like a company that comes to mind that just nailed it?
Oh, tons. But one that always stands out to me is Bombas.
The sock company.
Yeah, the socks. They could have just said, hey, we sell socks to people who wear socks. But they got way more specific. They were like, we offer super comfy, high-quality socks, and for every pair you buy, we donate a pair to someone experiencing homelessness.
Oh, right. I remember those ads.
Yeah, so they tapped into both like a practical need, right? Everyone needs socks, but also an emotional connection, that whole idea of giving back. And they built this like powerhouse brand around that.
Genius. Okay, so niche, check. Market research, check. But now I'm seeing the next part in this guide, and I have to admit, it's kind of making me groan.
What is it?
The business plan. You sound so boring. Can't I just like wing it and see what happens?
I hear you. Planning can definitely feel like a buzzkill sometimes, but think of a business plan less like a strict set of rules and more like, I don't know, your strategic roadmap. It helps you define like, what are your big goals? How will you actually make money? What are your marketing strategies? Plus, it gets into the nitty-gritty like projecting your finances, figuring out any legal stuff, all those details that can like trip you up later if you don't think about them now.
So it's less about like stifling my creativity and more about setting myself up for success from the get-go.
Exactly. It's about like anticipating those roadblocks and, coming up with solutions before you even hit them.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
So let's say I've got my plan, I'm feeling good. Now I got to build this online store, right?
Right.
And this guide keeps mentioning Shopify and WordPress. What's the difference?
Okay, so imagine Shopify as your all-in-one, super easy to use online storefront.
Okay, easy is good.
Exactly. It's perfect if you're mainly focused on selling physical products. It takes care of everything, designing your website, processing payments, even handling the shipping.
Sounds pretty amazing.
It is pretty slick. Now, WordPress is more like a blank canvas. It's incredibly flexible. You can customize like everything using plugins and themes.
So if I'm a control freak, WordPress is the way to go.
Exactly. It's perfect if you need that level of control or if your site is going to have a ton of content like blog posts, videos, that kind of thing.
But with all that flexibility, doesn't WordPress, like, get super techy?
Yeah.
How do I know which one is right for me?
So Shopify is a great starting point, especially if, you're not like a coding whiz or anything.
That's me, not a coding whiz.
But WordPress is just more versatile overall, especially if you're like building a brand that's all about content marketing. Think blogging, memberships, online courses, that kind of stuff.
So many options.
I know, right? And there are even like lesser known platforms that are amazing too. Like, have you heard of Webflow?
I haven't, no.
Webflow is great for making like visually stunning websites,
Sure.
super design focused. And then there's Ghost, which is built specifically for like content heavy businesses.
So many choices.
I know, it's a lot. But that's where your business plan comes in. And, be honest with yourself about your tech skills. That should help narrow it down.
Okay, yeah. Choose your weapon wisely. So the shop is set up, looking good.
Yeah.
But how do people even find it?
Ah, yes, the million-dollar question.
This guide highlights like social media, SEO, and email marketing. Can we unpack those?
Absolutely. So social media, that's your chance to like build a community.
Okay, yeah.
Chat with your audience directly, get them excited about your brand. SEO, that stands for search engine optimization. It's basically making sure your website ranks high in search results so people can find you organically.
So when I Google something.
Exactly. And then email marketing, that's where you can get more personal.
Yeah.
Send tailored messages to your subscribers, build those relationships, and ultimately drive sales.
So it's not just about blasting out random ads to everyone.
Nope, it's about being strategic, remember, like we talked about with the bullseye. Hitting the right people with the right message at the right time.
Makes sense. Now, I know this might sound super obvious, but why is customer service so important online? Can't I just automate all that stuff?
You can automate a lot, yeah. And many successful companies do.
Right.
But think about like the brands you truly love, the ones you tell all your friends about, they usually go above and beyond. It's like even when they're huge, they still make you feel like you matter.
I get it.
They answer your questions quickly, they go the extra mile if there's a problem, they make you feel like you're part of a community. And that stuff makes a huge difference online, where it's easy to feel like lost in the crowd.
So even in the digital world, it's still all about that human connection.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So we've covered a lot, from, finding your niche and researching your market to crafting a plan, picking the right platform, and then, getting the word out there. But it sounds like it all boils down to one thing: knowing your audience.
You got it. Your target audience should be at the heart of every decision you make. From what you create to how you talk about it to how you treat your customers, that's how you build a successful online business.
So much good stuff to think about. Now I'm curious, what niche gets you fired up? What kind of value could you bring to the online world? Something to ponder as you start your own online adventure.
Definitely something to think about.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks for having me.